channel tonight. I'm so excited to see you guys. It is going to be a great Thursday night. I've already been chit-chatting with a lot of you in the chat, which has been all kinds of fun. And I saw some of you today earlier on the Caterpillar demos, which was super fun today. If you did not get a chance to attend that live, those have all been recorded and dropped in Caterpillar's YouTube channel. So go check that out. It's a lot of fun. So a lot of things going on tonight. I wanted to remind you, we have the Christmas sew along coming very soon. And I have dropped all of that information in my blog at lesliequilts.com. So make sure you go out there and check that out. And we're going to be doing a lot of fun things during that whole, we'll make it a lot of fun. There will be a lot of things going on during the sew along for Christmas. And I've got all my stuff, and I thought I packed my stuff in here, but I guess I moved my bag. I have no idea what, oh, John, producer John. Everybody's calling him producer John now. Can you hear me, that bag behind you right there? Yes? Perfect. Thank you. We've got, this is a bag that I got at my, at the Tipsy Quilters over in Grove, Oklahoma. And I'm using this to keep all my fabric. It's working so good. I've got like all the pretties, all my fabric, but I have not starched yet because it's not time yet. I'm trying to get all my other blocks done. But it's got a zipper on the front, and you can see I'm keeping my pattern right there. So anyway, this is super cute. I love, love, love that. And so if you're interested in, it's called a Madam Sews project bag. So go out there and take a look at that. And I can put a link probably in my chat. Oh, John's saying there is no chat. So I don't know. Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out. That'll be for another time. But you can see your chat on your phone, right? Perfect. So John's in the chat. He's going to monitor through his phone. So drop any questions you have tonight. He's going to gather them, and then I'll answer them at the end. Also, fabric requirements for the Christmas sew along. In case you're curious, I've got those out on lesliequilts.com as well. It is under the schedule for the sew along, so go check that out. If you did not get a kit, because they are all sold out, I am so sorry. Hopefully, the next sew along we do, I'll just make sure we have lots more. But we sold them all very fast. So there are fabric requirements. I know you guys have tons of fabric stashed already, so go and get your fabric requirements off lesliequilts.com and just join along. It's okay. You've got other fabric and you can do this. So, so starching is very soon. That'll be the first thing we do. So you've got time. I don't want anybody to panic. We're not starting until October the 2nd. So you've got a couple of weeks to work on gathering your fabrics that you want. So do that. It's time to do that. Also, before we get going, I wanted to tell you a really quick thing. You guys know how much I love my candles. Antique Candle Company is doing their buy one, get one half off right now. And that is a big deal because they don't do it very often. And so I'm telling you this now because they dropped some new scents. And I don't really change my scents very often. If you've been following me for very long, I kind of stick with the things I know. But they've got a new one, like Clove and Pine. Like, I'm obsessed with this one, and pumpkin and pine. So I don't know if I'm just addicted to pine or what the deal is, but these are absolutely incredible. So I've dropped a link down below. Go get your candles while they're still buy one, get one off, half off. Okay. You guys, guess what? Do you see what I have here? I have a Juki. Oh, my friends at Juki Junkies. I'm working with them, and I needed my Juki back. And Jukis are not the lightest machines, but by golly, they are the best machines on the planet. And so John and I last week, after last week's fun and crazy, he's like, you have to get a Juki in here. I'm like, yes, I do. So my friends at Juki Junkies, I'm working with them. Follow them if you don't. David does all these fantastic videos. They are the most incredible company I have honestly ever worked with when it comes to machines. And they have They have everything Juki related. They also carry Janome, which is my other favorite machine. But go check out Juki Junkies. I've got a link in my Instagram, and my Instagram will take you there and tell them I sent you over there. So, okay, that's all I got for tonight on all the crazy. I did pick this up today, and this is a little fun thing I found at Target. It was like $6, you guys, but it's got a little, it's like a little trash can, a little swinging lid. I just put one of my stickers on the front. I am loving this because as I get all these little scraps and stuff, I can just drop them in there and it's not cluttering. I don't like clutter. I don't like all the trash. It drives me crazy. So there's your little tip for the week. Okay. We're going to jump into this week's block, which is the Union Squares block, and it's on page 78 of Harriet's journey if you've been following along. And I'm going to give you some tips, but tonight's block is actually pretty simple. I'm kind of happy about that. So it's block J4, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on this one as well. But guess what, you guys? This is block number 23. So that means after tonight, we only have 2 more blocks, and then we have all of our blocks ready to put together to make our wall hanging. So I'm super pumped. And we have been, we've been working hard. Okay. So I colored this one. I think we've got some, I colored this one a little bit differently. So I've started with pink and yellow, and I'm doing the white, obviously, instead of the navy blue and the blue, although I really love the look of that. I just didn't have enough pink and yellow combos in all of my blocks, so that was something that I really wanted to try to fix. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks. I've already sewn this little quadrant together, and then we're going to sew these together. But these blocks, what I want to do here, one of the goals I have here is to make sure these blocks here, I don't know if you can see that. Let me move this a little bit. These squares, these triangles here, I want to make sure that those are a little bit bigger so that I can trim those down, because I want to get this exactly to be 1/4 of an inch on that seam. So it's important for me to make sure that these are a little bit bigger. So what I did, instead of following the instructions, because I follow some instructions, but not all. It says to cut those 2 3/8 inches. I cut it 2 1/2. So not like a ton more, but just enough to give me a little bit of wiggle room. That was kind of important to me to kind of be able to trim that down and make sure that that's exactly the way it needs to be, so that it hits right on the spot. So we're going to be sewing those together. I left a couple of those behind so we can do those a couple of times and you guys can feel really comfortable with that. And then these are just sewing these together. This is not a big deal, and we're going to attach that to this. So we're going to start here because that should be the easiest. And I'm going to put those right sides together. And in the meantime, I don't know if John, has anybody got any questions? And oh, you were going to collect those. Never mind. Ignore me. Okay, we've got some, we've had a long day. It's been a fun day though. John's been Mr. Producer a couple of times today. He's getting the hang of it and he might be enjoying it. So if you're dropping little notes to him to tell him he's doing a great job, I'm sure he would appreciate it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this back over to press this down a little bit. And I am pressing these in a certain direction. So the middle one went in. So these are going to go out. Normally I press open, but I'm not pressing open this time. I'm pressing to the other side. John's getting used to all the camera switches. He's doing a good job. We've got 3 cameras going now, and so it's like, whoo. But new equipment, it's so important. It was kind of critical, to be honest. Last week's live kind of almost did me in, and I love doing lives, but I want to do them right, and I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to things like this. And so I don't remember who I was talking to. I can't remember. It was somebody recently. Oh, it's probably Bethany at Caterpillar. it's one of those moments where you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to be able to do content. I don't want to worry about technology. I just want it to work. I just want to walk in and do what I want to do. And ugh, sometimes it just doesn't go the way we want it. And of course, I just sprayed this with acorn because, you know, I love it. It's so good. Okay. All right, so we've got that finished. And I'm going to trim this one down. I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay. I like to find the angle on my ruler because I'm going to lay that on one of the angles. And this way I can see this dotted line on my ruler. This happens to be an 8.5-inch ruler. You don't need one this big. I just happened to have it and it was handy. But I want to make sure that I don't get anywhere near that point where that 1/4-inch seam is going to go. It's telling me where it needs to be. And you can see I am barely cutting any sliver of fabric off of that. And the lighting is terrible, so you can't really see that, can you? Let me see if I can, I don't know if I can zoom it in or not. If it might help if I can, let's see. I don't know. There's a glare from the lighting. We'll have to figure that out. But I'll show you. So you can see I just trimmed off barely. This is all I trimmed off of that. But it's just enough to make that perfect. And I want that perfect. So I'm going to go in here. Oh, I need to zoom back out. Thank you. And what I do, and I don't know if this is what everybody else does, but I just fold this in half so I can see that middle, that center line where that needs to fall. And then I'm going to put that point right on that crease. And I am going to pin this just because I don't want it to wiggle around. Okay. Ooh, man, I love a good juki. It's like home. Feels like home. Okay. So now you can see the point is perfect. That's exactly what I want it to look like. So I'm going to press that open. And anytime I get a chance to press open, I'm going to. So this is one of those moments. I'm going to press this one open. Okay. PJ's kind of riled up tonight. I don't know. We've got our grand dog here, and he's, you know, he's about as sweet as they come, to be honest. Okay. All right, now we've got this all finished, and now what I'm going to do is add those corner blocks. So I like to lay these out the way it's supposed to look. It just helps make sure that I'm going to sew those on the right way, and we're going to go just like that. And again, I cut those triangles at 2.5, and then I cut those into triangles. Cut those diagonally once. Okay. I'm going to open that seam so that lays flat at that 1/4-inch. Okay. Then I'm going to lay that right on top. Gosh, I hope nobody can hear PJ making those noises. Okay. All right, so you can see that there. I'm going to open that seam up. And you can clip those little dog ears if you want to, because you'll notice that some of these get a little bit long. I probably will clip that. All right. And then now we're going to trim that little piece off. Let's get this back into 1/4-inch land. This block is super easy. This one is not hard, but I just like to oversize some of these things and trim it down because my mic not working. Hello? No one can hear me? It's on. Can you hear me? Is the audio not working? Okay. Well, I wasn't talking either, so I don't know if that was causing an issue or not.
Oh, can't hear PJ.
I was like, what's happening? Perfect. I was like, well, my mic is on and it's working. Okay. I'm going to sew this on the edge, and I just did basically the same thing. And this time I actually do start that line with a back stitch just because I feel like it will hold it just a little bit better. And I will end it with a back stitch. All right, and there we go. That looks really good. So I'm going to press that open. Okay. And that's a little off there. I'll fix that later, but this side's perfect. So I'll need to fix that. And then we've got one more that we're going to put together. And this is going to go, again, you just want to make sure that you, these triangles can be really tricky if you're not careful. So I just like to line them back up before I stitch again. And there is a template for just the squares, which, you know, gosh, how annoying is that? I hate having a template just for a square. That seems ridiculous, but it is a wonky, it's kind of a wonky measurement. It's not even a 1/16 of an inch. It's a weird, it's like in between. So I do recommend using the template to build your squares for this one. Okay. I'm sorry I have the sniffles again. I've got these allergies are terrible this time of year. I did not sew that great, but it shouldn't matter because I've got, I'm going to trim that off anyway. That's just the beauty of that, right? Okay. And I'm going to make sure I don't cover up my 1/4 inch seam. And we're going to trim that off. Okay. Last piece, and then we will be done with block 23. John, do you want to take some questions now or give me questions? What's that? No questions? Well, I guess I've just done everything too fast tonight. I don't know. This is a pretty easy block, I have to say. This one's pretty good. And I'm so happy to have new equipment. Big thank you to my husband for understanding and encouraging me to do that, because it is really hard to spend your time focused on content and the good things that you really want to spend time on when technology is not your friend and it is not working. So I appreciate that he recognizes that. I think that's pretty amazing. So, okay, there we have it. We are done. So this turned out super cute. I'll trim this off in a little bit, but this block is actually one of the easier blocks that you're going to have. Thank goodness. I think this turns out really cute. You can give me a front there. He's hit one. Let's see if it'll go away. Now there's 2 of me. I think there's 2 is better than 1. That's what you told me. I'm pretty sure you didn't tell me that. You're good.
There we go.
You're so funny. Oh my gosh. Anyways, we're good. It's all good, John. You did great. And we'll work on some of that. Anyways, any questions you guys have tonight? We all came in the chat earlier today, and I thought that was kind of fun. If you have time to join a chat, it's a great time. I've seen Barb in there 100 times, and Krista, and Jenna, and Kendra, and Mindy, and Julie. Like, it's starting to become a little, it's like becoming a little family. And so if you are, not doing anything at 6:30, just come and join the chat. It's super fun. We got a question? Okay, this Juki is a TL 2010Q. And Juki Junkies, by the way, you can buy the machines from them. They'll ship it for free. I'm pretty sure it's free shipping. And they are the most supportive people ever. So I have a link to Juki's website on my link tree in my Instagram. So go check that out. If you're in the market of buying a new machine, I cannot recommend a Juki enough. Like, I just think they're amazing. And for us quilters who just really need a good straight stitch, you cannot go wrong. So,
Will you be going over any finishing, or will you be going over any finishing for all of our blocks?
Oh, for the finishing, actually, probably we'll just be sewing them all together. So I'm not going to be doing any kind of setting with this one other than just stitching them all together. I want them all together in one beautiful big quilt. I won't be having any sashings in between or anything like that. I may put a very narrow border on the outside in the background color I'm using, which is just white, just so that it sets it apart from the binding. But other than that, I won't be doing any kind of specific, I won't be doing any kind of special settings with sashings or anything. I can show you the layout, though, that I'm going to use with the blocks. So when I get ready to lay those out, I'll show you how I'm doing that. But you may want to do yours differently than me. I'm going to be laying it out, looking at color and design and making sure that those things balance. So I can kind of talk you guys through some of that. I can definitely talk you guys through what my process was to figure out how I want to do that. Okay, we're going to do a quick slideshow. We'll see if producer John can help make that happen. So far, so good. And I get to sit down. Yay me. Okay. Now this is kind of what I'll tell you what happened during the week. So these pictures, this is of me actually figuring out how to use Pro Stitcher, which was a lot of fun, I have to say. I had so much fun. I started putting together areas and custom designs within the borders, and I just thought it was more fun than one person should ever be able to have. I thought it was super fun. And I kept sending pictures to Angela. She's probably like, oh my Lord, you're driving me crazy. But I think she's kind of proud, and at least I'm hoping she is. So there's another picture of it. And it's hard sometimes. I noticed with like Pro Stitcher, there's like a bright light that's overhead. And when you have that on, it's hard to get some of those pictures, but it still works out really well. Okay, these are all of Angela's rulers, and I think she even has more, but I've been collecting these for hundreds of years, it feels like, and I didn't even have a long arm, so it was meant to be. You have to have a Surefoot with Handy Quilter if you're going to use the ruler work, so or you're going to do ruler work. So I bought the Surefoot to go on my Handy Quilter, and oh my gosh, I am obsessed with this. I hope that I can actually get away from like the custom stuff, because it is time consuming, because I know I need to like do more edge to edge for customers, but oh my gosh, it's so much fun. John may end up having, if I can pay off my long arm with my long arming, maybe I'll get another one.
What's the name of the book these blocks came from?
Harriet's Journey. So Harriet's Journey. Yeah. Okay, this is one of my fun finds of the week. So last week I was in Fort Smith with my dad, And I always stop at the antique stores on my way back. And oh my gosh, I found this antique ironing board. And no, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Who cares? Like it was, do you guys know I paid like $15 for this? I mean, it was insane. And I'm like, this cannot stay here. No one will appreciate this like me. And so I bought it and I brought it home with me. And now I do have it like displayed over in the corner, but I'll do something cute with it. But oh my gosh, it's so cute. And it has like a pink and white quilted top. Oh, anyway, I was literally dying over it. I also, while I was there, found this quilt top, which I will be quilting. But look at this. Isn't this yummy? It's like, I paid like $29 for this quilt top, and it's enormous. Now, it does have a couple of holes in it, but if you go watch Caterpillar earlier from today, it's the day 2 video, and fast forward to me, I talk about collage and how you can use some of the things that we did today in collage to cover up those holes, which is exactly what I'm going to do in this situation. So super excited.
Did you get ruler base 2?
Did I get what?
Did you get ruler base 2?
Ruler base 2. I don't know what that is. Mindy, I don't know what that is. So maybe you can clarify. Ruler base 2. I don't know. Oh, maybe you're talking about the ruler base for the handy quilter for it to slide. And if you're asking about that, yes, I did. Okay, this is my other yummy find. John's like, really? Aren't you self-employed? Like, why are you buying these things? I couldn't help it. This was another thing in the antique store that needed to come home with me. And it's an antique drying rack. And you guys, it is spectacular. And it's kind of funny, when I did bring it home, though, he saw it. He's like, wow, that's pretty amazing, actually. So he agreed. It was pretty neat. So these are the colors that I used on, I thought I'd show you my thread choices. These are the threads that I picked for this quilt, for the Christmas quilt. And this was the Christmas sew along from last year that we did with Inappropriate Quilters. And so I just thought it'd be kind of fun to show you the colors that I picked and why. Did you go all the way through? Oh, no.
Yeah, we started, we were in the middle of this in the slideshow. So we'll go back this way now.
Okay. Well, this is just because I wanted to do this. I did post this one on my Instagram. You may have seen it, but it's from Liz, help me. I can't remember her last name. But she has the most amazing paper pieced, beautiful hummingbird pattern I have ever seen. I loved it. And I'm like, I'm going to buy that. And so I did. And I printed it out and I put it together in like a couple of hours, maybe an hour. It wasn't very long. It wasn't hard to do at all. It was, but it's so pretty. And I love how the beak was just like so precise. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that hummingbird. So cute.
What brand of thread are you using?
Okay, so on my long arm, I'm using Glide, but on my Jukies, I use Aurifil. Juki Junkies shipped this machine to me, and I haven't changed anything. They had Glide on here. I probably will switch that out to Aurifil. I just like Aurifil with my Jukies. I just like Aurifil better for piecing, and I think Glide is wonderful for quilting. So.
Kimberly needs an Inappropriate Quilters t-shirt. When are they back in stock?
Oh, they will be back in stock next week. Yay! Okay, you guys, this is so funny. I don't know if you're like me, but I'll be in random places. And John and we went to brunch with our friend Scott because Kara was out of town and we had to babysit him. And she'll agree that we had to babysit him. And so he needed some adult companionship. And so we provided that. And anyway, we were at the restaurant and I looked down and I was like, that's such a cool pattern. Like I wonder if we could make a quilt that looks like that. So now I'm off noodling on how would I make a quilt pattern out of that carpet design. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. This is my grand dog Tucker, who is here right now, and he's darling. But my daughter, I have to tell you, she drops her dog off and he smelled so bad. And we were like, Julia, Tucker stinks. Like he smells awful. Like you have got to, are you washing your dog? Because he is gross. And she's like, I haven't had time. And she's like, I'll take him and get him washed when I get home. well, we have him for a whole week. And we're like, no, we're not, no, he cannot stay here stinking like that. So I got up the next morning, called the vet down the road. I'm like, can I come bring him down and get him a bath? And they did all the things. And now that's him after his bath. And he is precious. And now he smells good. And he's a happy dog. He probably wants to live with his Gigi and Papa, just like our grandkids do. So, okay, this is the final picture of the Christmas sew along from last year that I finally got finished custom quilting, and you can't see any of the quilting on this picture, and it makes me laugh because there's just no good way to take a quilting picture. It just drives me bananas. Okay, I did figure out some things though on lighting, so you can see it here. This is the last quilt that I did, and this pantograph is called 30 Posies, and I just thought it was precious. And it was so funny because it was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night, and I loaded up the long arm thinking, oh, I'm going to put the back on, and I'll put the backing on and get it all set up. And then that way I'm 2 steps ahead in the morning. I can make my coffee and go in and start the long arm up and get it going. And then I was like, well, then I can just baste it. Let me just baste it and it'll just be ready to go. But then I was like, maybe I need to load the design because I bought it from Urban Elements, and then I could just load it up. So I did that. But then once I loaded it up and then I started playing with it, and I'm like, ah. So guess what? I was up till 12:30 in the morning quilting that whole thing because I loved it so much. There's me, or probably around 11 o'clock at night waiting. And if you can see in that picture, I'm going to be talking about this next week, but you might see a new table right there in the middle, and it is chef's kiss. It is the most amazing piece of furniture since I bought my horn table, my sewing cabinet. This is my new cutting table from Horn, and I cannot wait to show you what this thing does. It is like, it's like mind-blowing amazing. Okay, what's the question? The long arm what? Okay. John's pointing at the long arm, and I don't know why. So anyway, I will tell you more about the table next week. I've been working with my friend Jennifer at the Sewing House. She is a horn dealer, and you guys, she does amazing things for her customers. When this got delivered to my house, like, she's calling to make sure it's gotten delivered right, and if I have any questions, if I need any help, I mean, just, oh my gosh, incredible. But we're going to work a deal on that table for you guys only, and I will tell you about that next week. So we're waiting to get all the things. If you're, dying to order something like that, don't order it yet. Trust me. Wait till I get more information to you next week. So it's coming soon. And then there's my final picture, and you can see the quilting on this one, you guys. And if you're curious about this quilt pattern, this was from A Quilting Life. Sherry McConnell, she does a free sew along every year. I did not do it this year because I've been a little busy. But this one was from 2021 or 2. And so I'm a little embarrassed to even say that. But the setting in that quilt I have used over and over and over again in other things. So I love it. Orders in October. What are you talking about? Oh, you need to be more transparent. Anyway, I have been quilting my brains out. I had some goals that I set, and my goal was to quilt a certain number of quilts by the end of September, because I want to be ready to take your quilts in October. And so I know Christmas is coming, and I know quilt shops get really backed up with orders, and I want to be here for you and be able to take care of those needs that you've got, so that you've got your Christmas quilts in hand sooner. So I am working on getting those finalized, getting the order, the intake process done, and hopefully by the first part of October, which is right around the corner, I'll be ready to start taking quilts. So I hope you guys would trust me with some of your quilts. I am a perfectionist, as you can tell, because I've got all the equipment upgraded in here for a reason. I want everything to be perfect, and I want your quilts to be perfect. I want them to be, they are your treasured items, and I treat them like they're my own. And so I would totally love it if you trusted me with your treasures. And so anyway, more to come. I will let you know when it's live, and it'll be out on my on lesliequilts.com that I'm taking those long arm orders, and hopefully we can work together and I can put a special stamp on that for you. So anyway, that is it. I don't think I have anything else to share tonight. I don't know how I don't, because I've been talking, I feel like, all day. Any other questions before we say goodbye? Any more questions? No more questions? Okay. Well, if you guys have more questions tonight, feel free to drop them in the chat. I will be looking at those for you later on, and I'll respond as they come in. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Go make something pretty.